There are some details that go by so quickly in the final trailer for Todd Phillips Joker you could hardly be blamed for not noticing them, while others are subtle thematic touches that speak to exactly what kind of Joker we're dealing with here. With that in mind, here's a look at some of the small details you may have missed in the final Joker trailer. While Arthur's mother Penny is prominently featured in the first Joker trailer, we don't see her much this time around. She's only in a couple of brief shots, and her face is covered when she appears. But what's happening to Penny in the final trailer may be the main catalyst that sparks Fleck's transformation. It appears as if Arthur's mother is dying. When Arthur realizes talk show host Murray Franklin is on TV and talking about him, he's in his mother's hospital room. We briefly see Penny in her bed on the right with a breathing apparatus attached to her face, possibly with a breathing tube inserted. If that's the case, then there's a good chance Penny Fleck isn't long for this world. Her death, if it happens, could be enough to finally push Arthur over the edge. We hear Joaquin Phoenix's chilling Joker cackle early in the final trailer, though the circumstances surrounding it are strange. Fleck is walking down a hallway in an unknown building while buttoning up a shirt. Considering the creepy clown stuff in the background and the dressing room lights similar to the ones seen in the first trailer, this is likely the headquarters for his professional clowning gig, and he's just ended his shift. It's interesting because it's a very Joker laugh, but it's belted out in a very non-Joker way. It seems like maybe Fleck is laughing just to placate his coworkers, and that's why he stops as soon as he's out of earshot. It suggests the Joker is something of a persona Fleck is slowly building, something to protect himself from social situations he's not equipped to handle. But what is initially a ruse, no more real than the makeup or the clown costume he wears, will soon become his true self. The Joker likes kids, or at least Arthur Fleck does. There's a brief shot toward the end of the final trailer of Fleck clowning around for kids in a hospital, and early in the trailer he's making faces to entertain a boy on a Gotham City bus. We also see him trying to entertain the young Bruce Wayne in the first Joker trailer, though it's possible he has an ulterior motive for that, since Bruce's dad, Thomas Wayne, is clearly his adversary. Typically, if the Joker has anything to do with children at all, he's being his typical menacing self. A Joker who seems to genuinely enjoy entertaining kids is intriguing, though most of the interactions we've seen this Joker have with children seem to be before his transformation into the clown prince of crime. It will be interesting to see if his love for children survives. In the first Joker trailer, we only see Thomas Wayne on television. This time we see Arthur Fleck and Wayne standing face to face, and the confrontation gets heated.
Is this a joke to you?
We don't know what Thomas is talking about, but it's possible the timing of the Wayne-Fleck confrontation in the trailer may contain a clue. Right before we see Wayne throw his punch, we get two shots that were also in the first trailer. Fleck smashing his head against the metal mesh barrier while grabbing for a file and then running down a hallway, looking as if he's being chased, still holding the file. What file does Fleck steal? It looks like he's in Arkham State Hospital, and he's wearing the same outfit he wore while walking across the street to the hospital in the first trailer. Is it a patient file, belonging to someone close to Thomas Wayne, perhaps? We've heard a lot about comedian Marc getting cast in Joker. The news raised a few eyebrows, particularly because Maron has been outspoken about his low opinion of superhero movies. The new trailer gives us our first look at Maron as Ted Marco, and it's quick. He appears toward the end with Murray and Fleck, as the latter asked to be introduced as Joker. For a while, it wasn't completely clear exactly what Maron's role in Joker would be, but in mid-June 2019, while promoting Sword of Trust, he opened up about Marco, saying, "I basically played De Niro's producer in a quick scene." He added that his role isn't very big, but that the scene itself is pivotal. Maron went on to say that his character is a guy trying to manage the whole situation between Fleck and Murray. This could mean that Fleck hasn't forgiven Murray for humiliating him, as we've seen earlier in the trailer, and that Ted Marco's there as a peacemaker. But considering that Murray made a fool out of the clearly unhinged Fleck while he was struggling with his mother's illness, Marco likely won't succeed in his little diplomatic endeavor. Toward the end of the trailer, we see a melee on a subway between the police and a bunch of Joker's followers. In the middle of it, Joker, even though he's already in full clown makeup, puts on one of his followers' clown masks, possibly to disguise himself. If you thought this looked familiar, well, it totally is. This sequence is reminiscent of Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight and Heath Ledger's legendary Joker. The first time Ledger's Joker is on screen, his back is to us while he holds the clown mask he's about to put on as part of the bank robbery. At the end of the opening scene, we learn that even though he's been wearing a clown mask, he's also been in his clown makeup the entire time, just like Arthur Fleck.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
One of the most interesting things about Joker's final trailer, and the first one, is what we don't see. Even though we know to expect a bloody, violent movie, we've seen almost no violence at all in the trailers. At least, no violence from Joker himself. We've seen him get punched by Thomas Wayne, whacked with his own sign, and beaten up by jerks on the subway. We've seen his followers clash with the cops, but we have yet to see Joker himself attack anyone. The only possible exception is a shot toward the end of the final trailer when Fleck appears to be stomping on something in an alley, but it isn't clear if he's attacking a person or just stomping out of frustration. Either seems likely. And yet, one of the most memorable images from the trailer looks like it comes right after Joker committed homicide, as the newspaper headlines suggest. We see him in a bathroom cleaning himself up. At one point, he dances slowly, and we see what appears to be smeared blood on his chin. For a character historically defined by violence, we've seen almost none of it in these trailers. Saving Fleck's rage for the big screen is a savvy move, and we'll know the full extent of it when Joker hits theaters on October 4th. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite comic book characters are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.